Hey guys, I wanted to show you an awesome new backpack that we got. It's a backpack diaper bag, which is brilliant for pretty much any situation, whether you're going to the picnic, whether you're going on a walk, whether you're going traveling, even just when you're going to the shops where you want to have the backpack securely on your back and you can still hold Bubby that's moving around. We absolutely love backpacks. We got this one so that both me and hubby can use this backpack. So as you can see, it's a unisex design. We chose a unisex color so that it doesn't matter who's taking baby out and about, we can both use it. But what I actually want to show you guys today is we're going on a little trip. So I wanted to show you what I would be packing in my backpack, as well as how much can fit in here, to show you how awesome these backpacks really are. Okay, so this specific brand is Dadgear. There's loads of different brands out there. Obviously, if you want to invest in something that's going to last, you need a quality bag, and they do cost a little bit more than just the average bag. We've tried going out and about with just a normal backpack, but to be honest, things fall around. It's hard to get hold of wipes when it's at the bottom of a bag. This bag has got all sorts of different compartments for everything you could possibly need. So first of all, what you want to obviously make sure when you get a backpack diaper bag is that you've got really comfy straps that's going to be sitting over your shoulders. So these ones have got a bit of padding in them, and they've also got a bit of a mesh there so that it doesn't get too hot over your shoulders. It's got a nice sturdy back, so you can prop this bag up when it's filled up and it's going to stand nicely. Now, as you can see, there's quite a lot of different compartments on here, and I'll show you in a minute what they're all for. But on the top, we've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. We've also got a little area over here, which I'll show you in a minute. And then on the sides, we've also got 2 extra pockets, which is where we're going to stuff our bottles. This backpack is really great. It comes with these extra bits on the sides, and they're basically for hanging over a stroller. So if you don't want to carry your backpack everywhere, you can simply just unclip these, strap it around your stroller's handlebar, and it will be a perfect fit no matter which stroller you have. So it's a really awesome extra to look out for when you are choosing your own backpack diaper bag. So as you can see on the table, we've got loads of different goods. Okay, we've got blankets, clothes, bibs, bottles, food, nappies, toys. I've got my handy formula containers, which I'll show you in a minute, and wipes. So I will show you how I would go about actually packing my diaper bag if I was going to pack this up. And it doesn't really matter if you're going on a trip or not, you kind of need the essentials there anyways. So first things first is we want to chuck in the wipes. Now, the wipes have got a very special container on the front, just in here. I'm yet to find a wipe packet, I guess, that doesn't work in here. So it's great because it doesn't have a pre-made container in there where you have to take your wipes out and pop it into, and then you have to worry about them drying out or whatever the case might be. So to get into that section, we're just going to open up the backpack. Now this backpack is awesome because it's called a clamshell backpack, which means that you're going to be able to zip it down all the way to the bottom. You're going to be able to open it up. So if you're really in a hurry to try and find clothes or whatever it is that you're after, instead of digging around endlessly, you can just zip it open. It's also got a nice light color inside. Backpacks that have a dark color inside, we call them a deep black hole. So things just seem to disappear forever. You can't find what you're looking for because things just don't stand out very well. So you're going to take your wipes. You're going to unzip this, or not unzip, unvelcro this area here, And as simple as can be, you're gonna pop it in there, you're gonna Velcro it up. Beauty of the Velcro is it doesn't matter what size packet you have, so if you have a thinner one, you can still make it work here. You're gonna Velcro it in, and it's done. So now, when we want to get hold of wipes, which we all know we need very regularly with babies, you can pull it open, you've got your wipes there, you can pull it out, and you're absolutely ready to go. So one of my favorite features, not a lot of backpacks have these, not a lot of them that do have this actually has a section that works. It's often an area that you ignore because it's just impractical. So that's the first step of packing my backpack. Next step is going to be to pop my bottles in here. Now, my daughter is 8 months old, so we've got her on bottles at the moment. And you can, if you're heading out for a day trip, obviously pre-fill your bottles. The areas on the sides that holds your bottles has got a little bit of insulation there, but our Bobby's not fussed with the temperature of her water, so I'm not too worried. And because I want to go through airport security, I'm just going to grab bottled water on the other side so that I don't have to explain, oh, water for my baby. You can do that and they will allow you to go through, but it might just slow you down when you're going through security, which we're not very, very keen on. So essentially you can pop 4 bottles in there. So see how deep that goes in there? I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like disappeared completely from view. So you can chuck another bottle on top. So you can have 4 bottles for your day because it's got 2 of these on each side. But what I actually like to do is to package mine up so that it's got my formula ready to go. Now, if you don't know about these awesome containers, you can buy these formula dispenser containers. I might not open that one because it's already got formula in it. But basically, it's got sections for you. So this one's got 3 sections. I basically scoop my 4 scoops of formula in each section. That's 3 bottles ready to go. But it's not just the fact that you can divide it out. The brilliant thing about these are that you can open it up and without making a mess, we can very, very easily, oh, hold on, I think I screwed on this bottle really well. We can very easily tip it on in there without trying to fit it in with other Tupperware containers. So these are absolutely brilliant, and I've actually probably got about 5 of them. I've got 2 that lives in her bedroom so that I can just, while I'm half asleep, make her bottle of milk right in her bedroom without even worrying about going to the kitchen. I've got 1 that lives in the car. I've got some that I'm going to pop in here for our trip. So I love these things. I think they're absolutely brilliant and it makes life so much easier. So divide up your formula of how many bottles you think you're going to need. Obviously, if it's a day backpack, you really just need 3 sections and that's it. But I like to pop that into my bottle pocket, and on top of that I'm going to chuck my bottle and I'm going to zip it up. And basically other side, do exactly the same thing. I still need to fill that up with formula, but that goes in there, that goes there, zip it up, and now you've got 2 bottles ready to go for your trip. Okay, so that's your first thing. My Bubs also, she loves her food, absolutely loves it. We've bought these little pouches because they're just brilliant for when you're out and about, especially when you're traveling, when you're in an airport, whatever the case might be. There's loads of different places that you can pop these, but I'm probably just going to pop mine on the side because otherwise I feel like I might lose them inside. So if you want to do that, pop them in there because there's extra pockets there. If you've got kids, chuck their water bottles there so that you don't have to try and take too many different things. Okay, so inside, next job, nappies. Now depending on the age of your bub, Obviously when Bub is younger, newborn, first few months, they go through nappies like crazy. So you're going to need a considerable amount of nappies. So calculate how many nappies you reckon Bub uses in an hour. We're going on a 9-hour flight, so I've basically gone, okay, let's say we've got 1 nappy an hour, which our baby won't go through, right, unless she's sick or something. So one nappy an hour, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I don't have enough. Anyhow, so you've got nappies there. Chuck in a few extra ones if you want. This diaper bag has got an awesome section. It's absolutely, this is not something you'll find anywhere in other bags. It's got an area right at the top, and it's called a diaper hammock, because it's not very deep. See how I can put my hand in there? I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's not very deep. And the fact is, this is just designed for nappies. So if Bub is young, you're going to get a lot more nappies in here than when Bub is bigger. But I still have room. I need to go and chuck a few extra ones in there, and I've still got room to do that. So you chuck your nappies in there and you zip it up. And how absolutely easy is it to grab a nappy when you're at a picnic, play park, wherever you're at, and grab a nappy without having to dig in a bag endlessly. You grab your wipes out in the front, you change the nappy, and you're ready to go. Like, how awesome is that feature? Okay, other areas of your bag. We've got a front pocket here, which once again, you could put your baby food in here if you want. You could put, gosh, I don't know, so many different things that you could put in there. You've got a small, this isn't a very, it doesn't open up very wide. So whatever you want in here, you probably don't want very little things in there because you might not find it very easily. I absolutely love those little handy bags that you can dispose your nappies of, so you can knot it up and you can chuck it away. I'm going to take a whole packet of those with me, and I figure that's an awesome place for that to live. Okay. As well as that, I need bibs because Bub eats and sometimes she can be messy. I've just got 2 of them, and I'm going to chuck them in there because that's easier for me to get hold of when I need. Okay. At the moment, I don't think I'm going to use this back pocket just at the moment unless I need it. So I'm going to leave that section be. Your next section of the bag is where your change pad lives. So this bag comes with a very handy change pad. It's nice and plush. It's probably not the biggest one. For my Bubs, this is perfect for newborns. But for my Bubby that's 8 months old, this is not going to fit really very well underneath. Like, she wriggles around so much that this doesn't make me feel very secure. But I guess if you use it long ways like that and you put Bubby on it, it could still work. Or you could simply just purchase a separate one and replace it if you're worried. I'm not, because most of the time when I change Bubs, I'm going to a changing room and they've actually got an area already set up for Bubby anyways. So I actually rarely ever use these. It's probably more when you're out and about at a park or something like that that you would use this. But equally, you could put out, you know, a burp cloth or something else. I don't really think it matters that much, but personal preference, and just so you know. I'm going to leave mine in here because it is handy to have, even though I know that I don't always tend to use it. I love the fact that it's got a pocket that's not very deep to keep this in, because we had a different nappy bag that was really just one deep pocket, and this ended up getting so squished up in the bottom and smushed up because everything keeps on going onto it, and it just really, honestly, it did not work whatsoever. So behind this, once again, you've got 2 pockets. You can add more bottles in here if you want. If you need to have more bottles, that's a brilliant area for something like that. Or whatever else you need. I don't really need to put anything in those pockets. This bag is brilliant. It's got lots of space. I don't need all of the space that's there. I think what I am going to do though is chuck her book bag, her book toy in here, because it's going to be easy for me to access. And I might chuck some more little toys in there as well, just to make sure. And actually, I'm going to chuck her burp cloth in there too. She doesn't really use a burp cloth anymore, so if your bub is a newborn baby, you probably really need a few different burp cloths, because they tend to go through them very quick. But our bubby rarely uses one, but we like to use it even if we're just putting it out on a changing table that's not ours, just so there's something there for bub, or just for in case, because you never know. You never know if there's going to be a vomit or something or another. So I might chuck that in there, because that's probably a nice easy spot for you to quickly chuck it out, grab it if you need to use it. Inside we've got our biggest pocket. So this next pocket is a deep pocket. It's the one, whoops, that's the wrong one. It's the one that we opened up at the start, the clamshell one. So this is a very handy pocket for pretty much everything else. It's taken up a bit of room now because we've got the nappies up here, we've got the bottles on the sides, but it's still a really deep pocket. It's beautiful in that. And I'm basically going to put most of my leftovers there. So because we're flying, I'm taking a warm blanket, which generally I won't worry about when I'm just heading out in the day. But I found that flights very often, especially the budget flights, don't have blankets for the baby. So you'll have a bassinet, if you're lucky, you'll have a bassinet, but there will be nothing in it. So we always make sure that when we fly, we've got two sets. One is generally a wrap, which we can use as a sheet, or if they have a sheet, then we might just use the light blanket. I also use the wrap if I need to breastfeed. So to me, a wrap is essential, and I never ever go anywhere without a wrap. So make sure you do have a wrap. And this, as I said, we're flying, so I just really feel like I need to have it for peace of mind. We're flying with Qantas, so I think they'll be fine giving us one of the other blankets, but you know, you never know. So you need to chuck your stuff in there. And as always with a baby, we need change of clothes. I've got 3 sets because I need a summer one because some planes are hot, and I need a winter one because some planes are cold, and then I just need a spare one because really, you just never ever know, do you? And I'll put her big toy in there as well, some socks. I might find another pocket for the socks because it's probably going to get lost in here. And I might find a pocket for my bum cream, my nappy cream as well, somewhere else, so that I don't lose it. We're going to Japan. Japan's very, very cold at the moment. It's cherry blossom season. So even though we won't use a nice big jumper here in Australia, which is really hot at the moment, and we're not going to use it on the plane, I need to have it handy so that when we get to Japan and we're making our way to the airport, to the hotel, I can chuck her in something warm. So I'll put that there as well. So as you can see, that's quite a lot of stuff there that I've managed to fit in. So you can zip that up. Awesome. So socks, let's see, where would I put my socks? I might chuck my socks in here with the bibs, because then I know where they are. Zip that up. And I might put the bum cream in here so that it's nice and accessible. We actually barely ever use this these days. We used it a lot when Bub was little because her skin was just so sensitive. But now that she's older, we actually really don't use this at all. But I just like being prepared. So for me, I'm gonna take it with, because you know, I would rather have it than wish I had it. So this is enough for us to fly with. So as you can see, it can really go out. There's even more room in here if I needed to squash anything in there. I could get more in here, but it's an absolutely brilliant way to travel. Put it that way, you can see how wide it is. And obviously, even though it looks big, it's not that heavy because this is like blankies and clothes and stuff like that. So the reality is that I can chuck this on my back, whereas if this was a shoulder bag, I can promise you that I would really struggle carrying all of this. My shoulder would really get digged into, and not even that, but you muck up your posture when you have weight on one side of your body and you don't have the equal weight on the other side. So this is a lot more healthy for you as well. But up to you. We'll give you a checklist of what we suggest you pack into your diaper bag if you're someone that likes to be organized and likes to tick things off as you go. So make sure you click the link down below, and that will take you to the blog post, and there you can download your free PDF where you can know what to pack when you're flying with your baby. So whether you're going to the park or hiking or whatever you're choosing to do, have fun, enjoy your backpack, and we'll see you next time.